What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I'm Mr. Straight Facts. I figured I'd come on a little early since I didn't have to prepare for everything like I normally do and come on at like 6:20. We just have a long-ass watch party of the State of the Union. So we're going to switch over to State of the Union. I got a clean feed. It's coming from C-SPAN. If you want to watch it directly, you can go to cspan.org. And I think they also have a YouTube channel on C-SPAN. So you can go check it out there. But we're going to have fun and watch this long-ass watch party. So I have no problems if you want to disappear. I'm going to watch this just so that we can all be on the same plane when all this shit goes down. And I'm going to try to get into the comment section as we watch this instead of talking. But, you know, if I got to say something, I'm going to say something. It's just how it is. But we're about to go ahead and watch this. I'll probably put it up right now without the audio, just because I don't want to have the other anchors talking, anything like that. You'll see me in the bottom left or right. I don't know where it's going to be at on your TV screen. I would say it's going to be on the right, but hey, we can test it out, see what it's going to look like. Let's see what we got here. You'll still be able to hear me. Yeah, there we go. Audio down? Yeah, audio down. What does it look like? Is it showing? There we go. There we go. There go Dickhead right there and Mike Johnson. You just see me in the corner, my big head, but I don't know, y'all. I mean, all day, all I've been hearing about is this man is in the tank. Everybody don't want to hear anything if you're gonna come on here and talk about how great he is and how great the country is and all this trash. We know he's going to say that, but what is the world going to do about it? That's the point. And Democrats are supposed to be somewhere else. Oh, they're calling up something right now. Let's see what happens. Girl got big hair, boy. Wait a minute.
And we
don't want to hear nothing from nobody else, because we hear from other people, then YouTube will take me down sometimes, so we can't hear their voices. Hope everybody had a good day. Today was kind of stressful, but I made it. I'm good. I made it. But when you talk about all the things today, and been happening, and I want to see where they put the survivors. They should be up front and center on the Democrat side. They should take the front and center seats so that he has to look at them every time he turns around to speak to the Democrats. They have to be in his face. If it was me, every woman that was a victim, I would have filled that entire side, not with just Epstein. Every woman that was a victim of anything like, of being raped, molested, beaten by a husband, I don't care who they were. All women survivors. I would have filled that whole side with women survivors. He's got to look at women survivors the entire time. That's what I would do. But, Democrats, they don't really have anything other in their tool shed except for yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. That's pretty much all they got. They have nothing else. We're gonna sit Silent and protest. Whoop-de-whoop. That means he's loud and proud and there's no resistance. Wow, that's great. Resistance to them is, that's resistance. Y'all got to go. Got to go. Thank you, Charlie Brown. All the people that Donald Trump gonna cuss out tonight. Call them traitors and shit. Watch.
And we
Can't have them, sorry. Can't have them speaking. But yeah, just wait. Oh, look at Roberts. And all of them, I mean, he is going to light into y'all asses. Y'all better stand strong. He's going to celebrate those three little traitors to American policy and American Constitution. I hope Clarence Thomas got a cold or something. I hope his feet hurt. I don't see him yet. Look at him. Seems like a few people have on white. I wonder if that's solidarity. I'm looking for they didn't do like last year. They got people's faces on here. Hey, y'all. I have to come back to me. Yeah, we have to come back to me. I don't know who they are. I know they would C-SPAN, but I don't want to mess with nobody's likeness. Oh, now they're back. They need to quit playing. Quit playing with me. What's the odds of how many times he will complain about Biden? I mean, he's going to mention Obama. Watch. I guarantee you Obama going to come out of his mouth. He's jealous because Obama can go anywhere. Obama can go anywhere and get claps. Trump goes to like football games. He's got to be all hidden because he don't want everybody to hear the boos. He don't want to have a soda or a peanut thrown at him. Hey, Rude. Are they talking now? Let's see.
and she said,
Yep, they talking. That's what he wants. Now, is this wait a minute. Was that JD Vance's wife? Boy, she done aged. That can't be her. That woman looked like she turned 60 last week. It can't be her. Oh, look at that. The Trump family, all of them had off some kind of surgery. I don't know about the young kid. I don't know about the young kid, but he got serious eyebrows. He got his dad's eyebrows. Eyebrows thicker than a forest. The breakdowns tomorrow. All right, gun toting lefty. I feel you. Do your thing, man. I gotta stay up on it. I told you I understand people at the very beginning not even staying to watch. It's a long ass watch party.
Exemplify two of her policies related to AI education and foster youth services. You can see how Barron Trump just cowers over it.
I wonder how Barron feels to know that
That's right.
Jeffrey Epstein fucked his mom first.
Let's see if he gets a shout.
I wonder how that feels.
Lately has been giving Barron a shout, especially during his social media advice during the campaign. We hear a lot of him talking about
Mr.
Barron.
Speaker, the president's cabinet.
here we go. Well, maybe we can glean.
Maybe y'all can shut up. Supposed to be a clean feed. Just air this shit already.
Okay.
There you go. Look at come here, Dumbo ears. If you walk too fast, it catch flight. And gopher teeth right behind him with the green tie. Yeah, gopher mouth bastard. Oh, there go the dude that has health care on his mind. Yeah, him and the dude that talked about was it Kid Rock talking about pedophilia in his own song back in the day. Super Bowl, tuned to the pedophile Super Bowl show. There go Acne Queen. My man back there got his beard together. Look at it, redhead dude. I swimming.
Voice result.
They need to stop, man. These people, they're gonna do right there. Project 2026. The way the country's going is because of him. He need to have a stroke already. This country needs to come back and get rid of him. He should be the first one we arrest. Put his ass behind bars for life. The only black guy, look. The only black guy in this cabinet. Super cool. Da-da-da-da, super cool. Yeah. Her hair look like it's stuck in the wind or some shit. Too much hairspray or something. What's up with that shit? Oh, brittle hair having effort. Yeah, I'm calling them all kind of names. That's I'm good. There go Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor, the one that went over his house just for an hour because he was on his boat, yacht.
Mr. Radcliffe.
Yeah, we'll see here in a second. I need them to stop talking though. Be quiet. Catch some of the audio, man.
On his feet.
Nope, still not there. Oh, frog voice bastard. Fucking up the country. How we got measles coming back? This fool leprosy even coming back. Got rid of that shit in biblical times. That's his assistant or whatever she is. Not assistant, but I don't know. She takes care of his stuff. That's the one that ratted him out, but really was plotting everybody, trying to change the news story. Look at that. All inbreds. Beavis and Butthead right next to each other. Okay, they started showing it on the local channel here. You shut TV off. There's every white in there, right? This is the group of people, the meritless white people. They'll put them back up. I don't know why they be thinking they're important. Get up out of here. Can't see anything. Hopefully, they'll come back to a full shot. You know, this is going to be long with Donald Trump. I know y'all don't like to hear his voice. Neither do I. You know. But when it's his time to go, I want to see it live. Mayonnaise party. That's funny. Yeah. Oh, she got a fist on her back with the white. The white means something. It looks like a solidarity of some sort. How do you steal $1.4 billion in 1 year? They find a way. Trust me. They don't care nothing about but money. They'll find a way. They will find a way. Look at him. This man's gonna speak forever. He's gonna complain. He's gonna cry. He's gonna moan. He's gonna say, you know, nobody like me. We got a silent core of people that like what I'm doing. No, we don't. No, we don't. Everybody hates you, bro. Everybody hates you. I see a lot on social media how, you know, many of these MAGA people that are turning things they're saying. I saw one dude talk about, he didn't even want to say that Trump was even wrong. He's just like, Trump, you know, you promised you're gonna help bring businesses back and blah 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 blah. And I guess he's losing his business. He said, "Help, you gotta help us, Trump." And then he goes off off the camera and shit. Like, I mean, are you mad at him? Do you want him to help you? What? The video didn't make any sense. You should be pissed at him. He's fucked your whole world up, and you should have never voted for him. And the dude was Latin. I was like, boy, you don't sit your ass down somewhere.
Leadership is being
Lady, the president's right there. Shut up. Let me turn it down. Open mic. Let's hear what this little dipshit has to say. Look at that dude. Oh, foghorn, leghorn looking bastard. I say, boy. I say, boy. He got a hat on in there, man. How disrespectful. Should narrate. You know your diaper's dirty, right? Is it really? Okay. How you doing? Yeah. He didn't even give it a time of day. You don't have any blonde hair. Get away from me. You're not 14. Get away from me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep him on time.
Let's try a selfie.
Look, can I take a picture? Steve Scalise right behind him. What's his name? Sean Duffy, the reality TV show guy that's fucking up the country. Look at him. He's shaking the hands of some of them. Oh, he shake having on him. Andy Comey Barrett, he shook her hand. Where are the other three at? They ain't even show up. How many was it? 5, 4? Just 9. Where the other 4 at? 5. What's up, everybody? Let's hear it. Let him get himself up there and embarrass the fuck out of the country. Somebody need to be throwing a finger up somewhere. Yeah, F Fetterman, man. Fetterman is ridiculous. Thank you very much. I don't deserve it. Again, point at people. Geppetto. The puppet strings. Gonna mute his speaker. I'm gonna hear it because I'm gonna make fun of his ass. At least tell the truth. I wish somebody has true serum in a little dart. Shoot him right in the neck right before he gets up there. Get him have to tell him the truth the entire time. Like liar, liar. Oh man. Somebody need to pull that off. Okay, they turned the audio down. Nice.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
They think it's a pep rally.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States,
First prostitute in the United States. I think she's the first one that was a call girl. I think, right? I don't know anybody else.
Second Lady of the United States,
Who's that? The one you want to have sex with? Nope, they ain't her. There she is. She got old and up.
members of Congress, and my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
That's bullshit and you know it.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
He can't even speak. He already done fucked up one word. I got 78,000 more minutes.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
There he is right here. What'd he say? What'd he say? What is he saying?
And we will never
love
go
him.
back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today, our border is secure. Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps
Boo his
like
ass.
never before.
He backs up to get applause. Applaud me. You lied, bitch. Why are we going to applaud that?
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
Look at the racist party.
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that
Yeah,
will
Green,
love
Al
our
Green.
country and will work hard to maintain our country.
Yeah,
The
love him.
flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night. They get up and clap at everything he says. Donald Trump, I farted.
And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially
So it wouldn't be the
before
one
my
lowest in
wonderful
history.
father. I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in
Biden.
Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
He's going to a small area that it used to be $1.50.
Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000
Mortgages
just
are down?
since I took office. 1 year.
They know that's not true. It's like,
And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe.
From where? He always mentions that number, but there's never a report of where that number's coming from. Ever.
Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
What does even the hottest mean? Are we 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds? It's so hot. What is the hottest? Every country is making deals without us. Farmers are losing their shirts. How the fuck is this
forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built. We have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
You stole it. What the fuck you just received? What? You go over there and steal their shit and say, we just gave it to us.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
We were already drilling. He was the number one driller in the United States, in the world, under Biden. And we're not number one now. What the fuck is he talking about?
More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
Boy.
We ended
rich.
DEI in America.
That's a good thing. We don't want to be inclusive with people.
We cut a record
Equity.
number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Yeah, I see it, Dennis. The Democrats aren't standing up. And not all Republicans are either on certain things.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
Delusional. Easy. Delusional. They're not happy. Look, their hands are clapping, but their faces are like,
Our
ew.
country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President,
Nobody's
we're winning
not.
too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're
They
going to
think
win
this is
bigger
funny.
than ever.
It's weird.
And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
You mean the dudes that talk shit about the female hockey players who actually are better than them? Their record is better than theirs. The women have won every time they've come, not the men. Even though, congratulations for the men, the women are a better team. They won every time they've been at the Olympics. Every time. All three. Yeah.
Go ahead. Thank you.
I would, but those are the ones that literally said they laughed at women winning. They suck. Oh, the women won all three of theirs. These guys, men have won 3 times, but they've been doing hockey forever.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
The ones you talked shit about, laughed about, that you didn't want to have to bring them there. If you brought the guys, the girl's gonna want to come. Yeah. I hope they do refuse. Yeah, I heard they already refused, but I don't know. Maybe they recant it. Look at them barely clapping for the women. The women will come.
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote with the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Okay, stop borrowing from their success to try and get people excited about your dumbass speech. They can't believe that they're being used as a pawn to get excitement for him. It's crazy.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off. You practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important,
Next.
that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Presidential Medal of Freedom for what? For what?
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
confused. The presidential
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
Medal of Freedom has gone to only Olympic people who have won like a shit ton of
And
awards.
this year-
Not one, but a
And
shit
I must say, I
ton.
got them both. I got them in the first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got them because I got the Olympics, I got the 2026
Dennis.
FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news.
We knew it was coming. Why is it so exciting?
So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart.
What's up, Hugh?
At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II.
Black people aren't apes.
Serving in the Pacific under
Thank
the
you,
great
Caroline.
General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Congrats, sir. Congrats. Thank you for your service. They put it on the wrong guy. You're like, who y'all talking about? It ain't me. He 100, man. He gonna be 100? He in great shape to be 100. 99. Shit. At 99, I'm sitting down forever.
So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the
You weren't there.
matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClament closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came
You notice
from.
he's run out of American shit to
It was
talk about.
Scott's first ever rescue mission, young guy.
His success record,
Very
this is what he's
brave,
talking about. He's
very
ran
brave,
out of shit to say.
Always topping
You know
his
what?
class, and he lifted
There was
not just Billy
in
Kate,
2025.
but 164 others to safety.
We got snow and it melted. Great America. He's bringing up shit that no State of the Union does. Bringing up everybody else's successes but his own. He gave you his successes in the first 20, like, was it 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Not even that, 15 minutes or so. And now it's off to everybody else's. And this person was in a house fire and ran out and saved the
People watched
puppy.
Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something.
Wow.
Tonight, Scott and Millie
Whoa.
Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
I mean, I happy for them, but what the fuck has this got to do with the State of the Union? I'm not getting it.
And And Petty Officer Ruskin,
Exactly,
I'm
Buster.
pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
Legion of Merit. And he just handed it to him right now. The Legion of Merit medal.
And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down
Okay.
and take care of the service. Military aid, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service.
Oh.
Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together, we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
Oh, that big, beautiful bill that got rid of health care and took people's health care money and gave it to rich people? Oh, yeah, that's what he's talking about. And increase the taxes on regular people so that they can also pay the rich people. If they can't get this trillion, 2 trillion,
every single one of them voted against
they're going to get it.
Really important and very necessary massive tax cuts.
Where the tax money at?
They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for
I don't get tips. So what the fuck has that got to do with most of Americans? None of these people get tips.
And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
There's no car made in America, y'all. No car. All of them are made or assembled in America, but every car is made from other
Recently in
countries.
Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children. Beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
Why is her tax bill $10,000?
Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan.
She already standing.
Thank you.
Look at her. Said this shit ain't true. I don't know what he's talking
for
about.
you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it.
I didn't name it. Yeah, you
I
did.
did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6 billion $250 million to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people.
Great people. Michael Dell, he's not in that group.
When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov. Trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it.
This shit ain't gonna be worth a fucking dime by the time they get 12.
They knew what was going to
38, they still be $100.
So proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. Now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs.
Clap.
I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done.
You supposed to do 90
And they're
deals. You ain't do
happy.
no fucking deals.
Not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down.
The port?
It
just came down from the port. It just came down from the port.
But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, he's powerful. Country saving. It's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in. Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without.
You didn't sell any
Remain in
fucking
place
wars.
under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger
Hey, looking at him
than
dead
before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
You don't love nobody. Ain't never seen him hug his son. You could tell. The only person he hug is his daughter. Everybody else, no handshake, no hug, nothing.
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America, because we finally have a president who puts America first. To put America first. I love America.
He thinks he's America.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers. 11,800.
Who has millions and millions of people in prison?
Country. You allowed that to happen, and record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly use the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them.
Jesus
knowing
Christ.
full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem.
Delusion.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Are they really? So disconnected from reality.
The price of eggs is down 60%, Madam Secretary. Thank you.
60.
The cost of chicken.
So now they're
food,
$1.
Hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while.
Significantly.
And soon you will see numbers that
click?
few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago.
Oh.
Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy.
You notice when he
energy
fucks up a
going
word, he
down to
starts going
numbers
off
like that.
tangents.
They cannot believe it.
There's going to be,
It's like
the
another big tax cut.
watch the next fuck up.
I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I
1,700%.
introduced the great healthcare plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost.
Give it to the people. How you going to give it to the people?
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big.
It makes no sense.
And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before.
Mark Cuban's app for drugs is better than Donald Trump's.
Do it, but they never could.
And it's been there this whole time.
Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that
So
one either.
you're paying people to take the drugs, is it? Because how does something that costs $100, 300%, after 100% is zero?
Here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big. Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with
These idiots don't know math, y'all.
and they turned to IVF.
Oh my God.
One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more actually than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
She could have went to Good RX and probably got it cheaper. Just saying. Just saying. They've been around longer and they have more drugs. Donald Trump's thing has, I think, like 12 drugs or some
So
shit.
now I'm calling
12,
on
14, something.
Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing, I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns.
Substantial full?
You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream
Sleep.
that has been under attack is homeownership.
I don't blame him.
With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes.
This is new. I haven't heard anybody in this.
And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Racel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon.
I thought Kamala said you want to build 1 million
We're
homes.
also
He's talking about
working to
1,000.
make it easier for Americans to save for
Thought so.
retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it. for our seniors, we will always protect Social Security, Medicare.
You just took people off of it with the big beautiful bill. The fuck is he talking about?
Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
I can agree on that one. There you go. One agreement. I don't believe it's true, but one agreement.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it.
Because it was worth listening to. The rest of them were lies.
I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
He's talking about Nancy Pelosi. This dude has made $5 billion off of us since he got into office. Effing with the stock market. Tearing it down, investing a lot of money, and then let go.
I was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America.
It's plunging,
There's
he
been
said.
no more
He said
stunning
plunging
example
America.
than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse.
Somebody call him a liar.
This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance.
The biggest fraudster is right in front of us. And he's talking about we're going to get other fraudsters. Let's go after the brown ones.
We'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem.
Ice, I love it.
Not playing games. Delilah.
What the hell is that?
Delilah Colden was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life.
An accident.
She wouldn't even be able to eat again. Against all odds, she is now in the first grade,
Jesus
learning to
Christ.
walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
She's gonna be deported next month if she's Latin. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like they really give a damn about this child. Sad.
Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them.
Can we get rid of like racist white men too, if that's the case, because they kill more than immigrants? If we're really worried about our citizens, at least the majority of our citizens, instead of just picking like 3 or 4 illegal aliens, you called them, that did something wrong. One was just a mistake. The other ones were like murder and something, but
Jacqueline.
racist white men kill every day. So let's get rid of them.
Forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you.
A compliment from him is not, I mean, it's like a used piece of toilet paper. It means nothing.
Democrats in this chamber
Flush it.
have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union
Another one
is how it
sleep.
gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If
Low
you
energy.
agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
It's called due process, and that's what should happen. The fuck is he talking about? Yes, fuck ICE. My sleeping guy vodka. He wants everybody to clap for him. Poor little idiot boy. Poor little idiot. Poor little tink tink. Unless they're gonna start chanting USA, USA. We're trying to give you so much attention. We want to give you so much attention because they're not.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Give him the finger,
That
please.
is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
You're a murderer, she said. Told you. They're gonna come up with USA like that means something to them. They think it's patriotic. They sound like a mob more than anything else.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. We stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons.
Somebody should call him a
from voting
pedophile.
in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant.
You know what I'm
It's very
saying?
simple.
Thank you for the
All
donation.
voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
It is not.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but If you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
That's insane.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Is it muffled to you, Spencer? Everybody, how's the audio sound? It should be coming through.
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Same age. She's
And thank
14.
you for your
As a woman, he
bravery.
was
Who can believe that
supposedly
we're
raped.
speaking about things like
Same
this?
age.
15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about it? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
Somebody should scream, "You're a pedophile!" That's what I want to hear. He will flip out, probably have a stroke right there.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. Amazing. Seven. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? Huh? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady, now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it?
Nope.
Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care,
Right.
and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal.
He doesn't know a Bible verse. He just wants claps, so he mentions shit that he thinks people will clap about.
This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
She's already standing, you old fart.
Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
See, it's so fake. Can I get more claps? Reject violence, although we just killed Renee Good, Alice
We
Preddy,
love religion,
and many others.
we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody
Has ever
thought
heard,
possible.
never
It's really a
dreamed.
beautiful thing to
It's a
see.
beautiful thing.
Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zuretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina fled
What? Hold on to her tight.
war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal
A level never
set
seen
free
before.
to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
It just sounds like they're going after immigrants who have did crimes. What about getting out the people out of this country who are criminals that look like him? That commit the most crime. You want the few or the many? I would say get the many. The many. Most of the criminals in this country look like him. Let's get them out the
How do you
country.
not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there.
He has no plan for the future of this country. His thing is hate. Hate, 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 hate. A side of, look who kills a lot, even though that's not a lot. He got maybe 5 or 6. I can give you 10 off the top of the head that are white that did worse than these guys.
National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
Occupation, maybe?
In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago.
But how many pedophiles have you caught? Your friends and buddies, have you arrested yourself yet?
They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her.
Never say anything like it because he doesn't read. Sorry for your loss. It's terrible. Wasn't for the orange dude, you would be still alive. That's okay.
So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance.
Yeah, no chance.
She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying. And after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right.
Great job, young man. Great job doing your job. Yeah, I know. It hasn't suffered enough for him to sit here and try to drag it out. Exactly right.
Amazing, actually.
Amazing.
I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late great President George Washington himself.
Thank
It's
you for
called
that. I appreciate
the Purple Heart.
the donation. Thank you for the donation. Wasn't going to watch Buffoon. Yeah, a lot of people weren't going to watch it.
We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars.
You're welcome, Michael.
Including Cambodia. Isn't it funny?
8 wars.
Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said
Liar.
the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there.
Gaza and Israel is the same war, you
Steve
dipshit.
Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Pop that in.
And I also want to thank the Monday report to Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
Marco Rubio did all the work, and then he thanks his son-in-law first. It's crazy.
People like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
That's homie that fell asleep early. Uh-oh, look at Super Coon came up. Haven't seen him. They had him in the closet somewhere. They brought him out.
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents, who had a dead son, their boy. They'd always tell me their boy. They wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up.
Why we need these
100
details,
bodies
bro?
sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Thank you.
It is painful.
And we're working very hard to end the ninth war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America.
No,
Wherever we must.
he talks
That's
and
why
talks,
in a
talks
breakthrough
and talks
operation last June,
about
the
nothing.
United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
He's like, true. Why you gotta tell us it's true?
For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime
Right,
and
KB?
its murderous proxies have spread
One
nothing
day.
but terrorism and death and hate.
Instead of day one, he should have said
They've
one day.
killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed
He's so
missiles
low
that can
energy,
threaten
yo.
Europe.
You get
And
sleepy
their
listening to this
bases
stupid
overseas,
ass.
and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective.
No, we didn't miss any new live. Well, it's too many of them. It'll catch up.
Thanks to Republican in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed.
Look at Lindsay.
My very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of that. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 4.
Jesus Christ. They clap every 35 seconds, yo. It's crazy.
And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk.
He knows how to divide.
Another thing, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand.
Yeah, it was Nancy.
We built that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval.
He just said 1776.
What's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For $1 more, we can have 1776. I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said 1776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also...
Oh, they come up again.
We're also restoring American
housing
security
allowance,
and
yeah.
dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Another Republican talking about weapons of mass destruction. He in Venezuela trying to find a drug that comes from China a part of the agent comes from China and through Mexico.
Campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that.
No, we didn't notice it before.
We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore.
He's laughing about killing
We've
innocent
also
people
taken
with
down
fishing.
one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that
Wow.
yesterday.
He made a joke about killing innocent fishermen. He made a joke about killing innocent fishermen.
In January,
Oof.
elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive. They couldn't believe, they all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby. Because we did that. My baby is becoming so important.
He don't even claim his own babies. All of them are like, wait a minute, he called him a baby. He never said that to me. Look how non-happy they are.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice.
Right, Dennis? Love that. Short bus riding, window licking, booger eating, helmet wearing, diaper loading. Idiot got to go.
This was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Say what? They brought an immigrant to America? That's Latin? He must be white Latin. Yeah, he white Latin. I'm about to say, he's Latin. I'm about to say, what? Ice is waiting outside, KB. Not too long before Ice messed with him.
Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter.
Dude,
A big,
enough already. What are you doing for the
powerful
fucking country, man? We don't care about this shit.
It's a massive Chinook.
Get these claps out the way and get to the
Carrying,
country.
As you can imagine, many American warfighters wearing the dog tags. His wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful
Bonus spurs,
helicopter flight,
bonus spurs.
legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter. To deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about.
It's an hour
Then,
and
even
40
as
something
he
minutes
was
now.
gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. Machine guns stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners, and escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those
Yeah,
lives
right.
and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on
Look at-
Eric's ability
we
to
stop.
take searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife Amy. Eric and Amy, come on in.
Jesus Christ. This is your life. Somebody else, come on down. Because I don't have shit to say about the country except for here's your new gift, and you get an award, and you get an award, and you get an award. What am I going to do for the country? But they're getting awards tonight, and I'm getting claps for doing it. Jesus Christ. USA, USA. We can thank these people for their service, but not in this like self-aggrandizing type of way for Trump. Bring
So
them
we
to the
have a
White House and
surprise.
give them a real award.
Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Right? This is the apprentice show. It's like, I appreciate what these people have done. I wish it would be in another setting where you can literally respect what they've done, but mixing it with MAGA puts a stain on it. And I mean a big shit stain on it. They deserve to come to the White House and have a ceremony for what they've done. Not try to help lift his weak ass State of the Union.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with
Probably
a lot
in
of their
pain,
fellow
shit.
warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back.
Don't worry, it'll change again when you leave.
And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And
That's where they should have got it to begin with. Right there. It should have been public, not private. Is he in a walker?
thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Oh,
Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go.
thank God.
He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot.
Right, KB.
Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than
There he
220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight.
You didn't care about
Flying
that.
through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
$100, man. Wow. Navy pilot. It is a dog and pony show. Right? He will present himself with awards before he leaves. All right, y'all can sit down now. It's ridiculous. Sit down. 85-minute celebration.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But
What did you just
if they
say?
ever open up that law, I will.
He
be
wanted to
there
give
with
it to
you
himself.
someday.
You were
But you
100%
know,
right.
that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing. And
Who is that?
It's an honor to be in the
That was
same
Fire
room
on
with
Fire
you.
that said that,
Thank you
right?
both very much, Eric.
You were
Thank
100% right.
Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and thrust aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank God this is over. Jesus. Look how he tapped the Democrat on the shoulder.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very well done today. Great job.
Good, good, good. See you. See you. Thank you.
Good job. Good man.
Thank you.
Excellent speech.
Thank you.
And so everything else. So,
Mr. President.
Thank you.
That's that. Where you going, man?
Instead of this feeble old fart. All right. Enough of that crap. Jesus Christ. That was just terrible. I mean, absolute trash. I mean, I felt bad for all the people who deserved love and respect for the things they accomplished, but the way they put this trash together, you just couldn't stand watching it. You want the people who deserve to have respect to have their respect in a ceremony of just them and not people who tried to prolong a show. This man literally spoke for 20 minutes about this country and spent the rest of the 1 hour and 40 minutes just, hey, look who this person is. Look who we did for that person. Look what this person did. Look at these Latin people. There were 5 or 6 of Latin people that harmed and killed people, and therefore all Latins bad, white people good. The fuck were they doing? This was a hate fest on people of color, specifically Latin people. You brought in every crime you could think of that happened with a Latin person being an immigrant. And they're the lowest percentage. And those are the ones you're talking about, the criminals. You're 5% of all the people they done snatched up have ever committed a crime, which means 95% have not committed a crime and they're innocent actual American citizens. And they're out here talking about, look at the Latin person. Latin person did bad. Latin person did bad. Latin person did bad. What about the white person standing in front of you that's accused of raping at least 3 teenagers? How can somebody tell you about crime as a criminal? It's fucking hypocritical, dude. Talking about criminals and you're the head criminal in chief. I don't know, man. This country sickens me sometimes with people who are like him, try to tell you where the crime is. Don't look at the crime where we did, where a person blames me for killing a baby and throwing it in the river somewhere. Don't look at that crime. Look at the brown guy. Don't look at the crime in which three white girls, two 14, one 13, said I raped them. One said I raped them 4 times. Jeffrey Epstein did 3 times. And the FBI found her to be credible. Don't look at that. Look over here at some Latin person that killed some white person or killed some Latin person and was an immigrant. Oh, look over here at the kid who got hit by a person who was an immigrant that had a driver's license, which isn't illegal. It was legal. But if you gave it to him legally and he had an accident, that's just like any American that's been in a car and hit somebody. You try to demonize their race for a accident. Not he tried to kill the girl. He had an accident. Bad immigrant. Well, that is not a murderer. That was not a person who did anything wrong. I'm pretty sure was he drunk? I'm pretty sure he wasn't. The way you said, you would have said that. He was drunk. It was an accident. And you want to blame an entire group of people for one man having an accident. That's like me blaming every white man for being a pedophile because Donald Trump's one. It makes no sense. Absolutely none. And yet you'll get MAGA and some Republicans coming out here trying to tell you this was a great, this was bullshit. It was race baiting. They went after Latin people who committed crimes. What do you think how do you think people who are Latin that aren't criminals feel right now? When you sat there and demonize a race and a group of people who were immigrants. You didn't say nothing about white immigrants that came over here and murdered people. You didn't say nothing about any other race other than people of color. You say nothing about an Irish person that came over here or a South African that came over here and killed somebody. And it's happened. But you didn't bring those up because it's not about demonizing that group of immigrants. It's demonizing the brown ones. That's the ones you selected. You didn't select a white guy who killed another white person and therefore was an immigrant, because then they would fuck up your whole narrative of bringing these South Africans here and not wanting to bring people from Somalia. You want the non-shithole countries. You want their criminals. Because no matter who comes into this country, immigrant or not, they're going to end up being somebody within that group that's going to kill somebody. Inadvertently in an accident, or in a marital situation, or in a group of people in their community, because proximity crimes is how crimes happen. In an Armenian community, the people committing the most crime in that community are Armenian. African community, most people in that community are going to be African that's going to commit crimes. And on and on and on. Proximity. But they spent this 2 hours here, and the only thing he talked about was immigrants when he talked about crime. Not white on white crime. Not at all. They never talk about that. They shouldn't, but if you're going to go out there and talk about everybody else committing crime, how about you? Or just how about we just talk about crime in general and deal with the fact of how can we stop it? Why is crime happening no matter what race it is? Because in every community, most of the crimes are happening, whether it's going to be crimes of passion or crimes of economics. The poor people in the communities are the ones committing certain types of crimes. The more wealthier people in those communities are committing those fraud, theft type of crimes, drugs. We need to figure out what those things are. But just calling it race, no, it's crimes of economic and opportunity. Fix that, and you start to solve some of the problems. Going after people because of their race doesn't do anything but try to have the majority in this country, white people, thinking that it's somebody else. When in reality, all this, the conspiracy theories that MAGA had, they're killing babies and they're drinking their blood, and all of us were like, you guys are crazy. You're in this conspiracy theory world. What the fuck are you talking about? And it turns out your homie in chief was one of the main people doing just that. Uh-oh, wait a minute. She's speaking. Gotta get that.
1705, the people of the Virginia colony gathered here to take on the extraordinary task of governing themselves. Before there was a Declaration of Independence, a Constitution, or a Bill of Rights, there were people in this room. The people who served here ultimately dreamed of what a new nation, unlike anything the world had ever seen, could be. The United States was founded on the idea that ordinary people could reject the unacceptable excesses of poor leadership, band together to demand better of their government, and create a nation that would be an example for the world.
Please let her speak.
And this year, as we celebrate 250 years since America declared our independence from tyranny, I can think of no better place to speak to you as we reflect on the current state of our union. Tonight, as we watched our nation's lawmakers gather for a joint session of Congress, we did not hear the truth from our president. So let's speak plainly and honestly. And let me ask you, the American people watching at home, 3 questions. Is the president working to make life more affordable for you and your family? Is the president working to keep Americans safe both at home and abroad? Is the president working for you?
Nope.
As I campaigned for governor last year, I traveled to every corner of Virginia, and I heard the same pressing concern everywhere. Costs are too high in housing, healthcare, energy, and childcare.
Mm-hmm.
And I know these same conversations are being had all across this country. Because since this president took office last year, his reckless trade policies have forced American families to pay more than $1,700 each in tariff costs. Small businesses have suffered, farmers have suffered, some losing entire markets. Everyday Americans are paying the price. And even though the Supreme Court struck these tariffs down 4 days ago, the damage to us, the American people, has already been done. Meanwhile, the president is planning for new tariffs, another massive tax hike on you and your family. And Republicans in Congress, they remain unwilling to assert their constitutional authority to stop him. They're making your life harder. They're making your life more expensive. They're even making it more difficult to see a doctor. Rural health clinics in Virginia and across the country are already closing their doors thanks to the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill, championed by the president and Republicans in Congress. And tonight, the president celebrated this law, the one threatening rural hospitals, stripping healthcare from millions of Americans and driving up costs in energy and housing, all while cutting food programs for hungry kids. But here in Virginia, I am working with our state legislature to lower costs and make the Commonwealth more affordable. And it's not just me. Democrats across the country are laser focused on affordability in our nation's capital and in state capitals and communities across America. In the most innovative and exceptional nation in the history of the world, Americans deserve to know that their leaders are focused on addressing the problems that keep them up at night. Problems that dictate where you live, whether you can afford to start a business or whether you have to skip a prescription in order to buy groceries. So I'll ask again, is the president working to make life more affordable for you and your family? We all know the answer is no. I grew up in a house of service. My mother was a nurse and my father was a career law enforcement officer. I began my career by following in my father's footsteps as a federal agent, working money laundering and narcotics cases. I worked side by side with local and state police to keep our community safe and to uphold and enforce the law. Law enforcement officers across the country know that it is a unique responsibility to do the serious work of investigating crimes, comforting victims, and making arrests. It's about building trust, and that requires an abiding sense of duty and commitment to community.
Facts.
And yet, our president has sent poorly trained federal agents into our cities, where they have arrested and detained American citizens and people who aspire to be Americans. And they have done it without a warrant. They have ripped nursing mothers away from their babies. They have sent children, a little boy in a blue bunny hat, children to far off detention centers. And they have killed American citizens in our streets. And they have done it all with their faces masked from accountability. Every minute spent sowing fear is a minute not spent investigating murders, crimes against children, or the criminals defrauding seniors of their life savings. Our president told us tonight that we are safer because these agents arrest mothers and detain children. Think about that. Our broken immigration system is something to be fixed, not an excuse for unaccountable agents to terrorize our communities.
Speak, sister, speak.
After working in law enforcement, I continued my career of service as a CIA officer, working undercover to protect the United States and our allies from global threats, terrorism, nuclear weapons, and the aggression of adversarial nations around the globe. But as the president spoke of his perceived successes tonight, he continues to cede economic power and technological strength to Russia, bow down to China, bow down to a Russian dictator, and make plans for war with Iran. Here's the truth. Over the last year, through DOGE, mass firings, and the appointment of deeply unserious people to our nation's most serious positions, our president has endangered the long and storied history of the United States of America being a force for good. So I'll ask again, is the president working to keep Americans safe,
Nope.
both at home and abroad?
Mm-mm.
We all know the answer is no. In his speech tonight, the president did what he always does. He lied, he scapegoated, and he distracted. And he offered no real solutions to our nation's pressing challenges.
Nothing.
So many of which he is actively making worse. He tries to divide us. He tries to enrage us, to pit us against one another, neighbor against neighbor. And sometimes he succeeds. And so you have to ask, who benefits from his rhetoric, his policies, his actions, the short list of laws he's pushed through this Republican Congress? Somebody must be benefiting. He's enriching himself, his family, his friends. The scale of the corruption is unprecedented. There's the cover-up of the Epstein files, the crypto scams, cozying up to foreign princes for airplanes and billionaires for ballrooms, putting his name and face on buildings all over our nation's capital. This is not what our founders envisioned, not by a long shot. So I'll ask again, is the president working for you? We all know the answer is no. But here's the special thing about America. On our 250th anniversary, we know better than any nation what is possible when ordinary citizens, like those who once dreamed right here in this room, reject the unacceptable and demand more of their government. We see it in the determination of students organizing school walkouts all across the country, whose voices are becoming so powerful that the governor of Texas seeks to silence them. We see it in the bravery of Americans in Minnesota standing up for their communities, from peacefully protesting in sub-zero temperatures to carpooling children to school so that their immigrant parents are not ripped away from them in the parking lot. As a mother of 3 school-age daughters, I am inspired by their bravery, but I am sickened that it is necessary. And Americans across the country are taking action. They are going to the ballot box to reject this chaos. With their votes, they are writing a new story, a more hopeful story. In November, I won my election by 15 points.
Let's keep that up.
And we won 13 new seats in our state legislature. Because voters decided they wanted something different. Our campaign earned votes from Democrats, Republicans, independents, and everyone in between. Because they knew as citizens they could demand more, that they could vote for what they believe matters, and that they didn't need to be constrained by a party or political affiliation. This is happening across the country. New Jersey elected Mikey Sherrill as governor in a double-digit victory. Democrats flipped state legislative seats in places like Georgia, Iowa, Mississippi, and Texas. The list goes on and on. Ordinary Americans are stepping up to run in the spirit of our forefathers. They are running to demand more and to do more for their neighbors and communities. I know this story well. I first ran for office in 2018 alongside dozens of other Democrats who did the seemingly impossible, flipping 41 seats in Congress. In my case, I was the first Democrat elected in 50 years, swinging our district 17 points. Those who are stepping up now to run will win in November because Americans, you at home, know you can demand more and that we are working to lower costs. We are working to keep our communities and our country safe, and we are working for you.
That's what we want to hear. Straight facts, right, Dennis?
In his farewell address, George Washington warned us about the possibility of, quote, cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men rising to power. But he also encouraged us, all Americans, to unite in a common cause, to move this nation forward. That is our charge once more, and that is what we are seeing across the country. It is deeply American and patriotic to do so, and it is how we ensure that the state of our union remains strong, not just this year, but for the next 250 years as well, because we, the people, have the power to make change, the power to stand up for what is right, the power to demand more of our nation.
She's saying all the right things.
May God bless the Commonwealth of Virginia, and may God bless the United States of America.
Straight facts. Straight facts, no chaser on that one. Everything she said. Everything she said.
And that was Democratic Governor Abigail Spanberger of Virginia.
All right. Straight facts on that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. She said everything right. Now let's see the action behind it. Everything right. It's we the people. Party be damned, really. We need to unite around issues that we all want. The division I see, because to strip everything down. I've asked this before of Republicans in my life, and I know some of you probably have too. I'm like, what makes you a Republican? And what Donald Trump drew upon was a divided part. That was whatever they hated about Democrats, he would just talk about those topics. But when you talk about what a Republican say, we're fiscally conservative, I'm like, no, you're not. Democrats are more fiscally conservative than you are. Do you understand fiscal conservatism? It literally means to pay for what the fuck you create. Pay your bills on time. Pay down your debt. Every time Republicans get in, they give money away. How is paying your debt giving money away? Not even paying money. How is your surplus just giving it away? How is that conservative? They don't pay their bills down. We barely have paid the interest on our loan, on our debt last year. Barely paid any interest on it. And they keep spending and giving more money. If you were fiscally conservative, you would know that you're not paying down the debt. You would look at history. Forget the Republicans in office. I'm saying if you say you are a Republican and you stand 10 toes down on fiscal conservatism, you would already know, if you go and look at the history of this country, Republicans have never, ever, 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 keep on going, ever, 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 ever been fiscally conservative. You guys come in, you give away money. The money never creates jobs. The rich get richer. And the reason why we're in the situation that we're in is because Republicans, majorly, have been giving money away like crazy and not paying down the debt. Their strategy never works, and they keep playing the same card. And Republicans, they got you guys, they got you by the testicles for some of you and got you by the whatever, the uvula, whatever for the other women. They got you. And you keep on twisting this thing, and you guys keep on saying, uncle, for what? You never pay your bills. You always talk about, Republicans, Democrats always come up with stuff and giving stuff away. Everything they come up with, they have a way to pay for it. You guys do shit only to pay for itself. You never have a plan They never have a plan. Their strategy is some old, antiquated trickle-down effect that has never fucking worked, but they keep applying it like it's gonna work. But then you start to understand, trickle-down does work, but not for the people. It works for the rich. So they keep trying the same thing and giving Republicans this idiotic idea, because they know you're stupid, that you're going to get a better life if they give taxes back to the wealthy. And that shit has never, ever, ever, ever worked. So I say, okay, Republicans, what else you believe in? Because you're not fiscally conservative. You don't pay your bills. Maybe in your personal life, but when you look at the White House, you look at the House and the Senate, and every year, do we pay down anything? Have we even got close to paying down the principal? No. We barely can make the payments on the interest of the shit that we don't borrow. We rarely make money. Our government, to get us out of shit, built a system where we print money instead of borrow it. Of course, it lowers a lot of things in the country, but it doesn't increase our debt. And when you fuck up, so what? You got to lower some shit for a while, then it'll increase. But no, they want to stay on top at all times, borrowing money from China, borrowing money from Japan, borrowing money from everybody and their mama. And we'll pay it someday. How is that fiscally conservative? Anybody run their house like that? You get into debt and all you do is go and say, yo, man, I'm in debt, I'm in debt about $2 million, but can I borrow $1 million? Who the fuck does that? America. How the hell is that fiscally conservative? It's not. Creating more jobs creates more taxes, puts more money in the till, ends up helping to pay off bills. Making the rich pay their fair share helps the deficit, helps pay off the bills. If we did that consistently, our great, great, great grandkids wouldn't be in the situation that they are now. We're not going to be able to pay that off. Our great, 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 great grandkids, if we did it right starting today, still wouldn't be able to pay off the goddamn debt we have. And they keep on doing the same strategy. America, when are we going to realize, I don't care what party goes in, you need to literally work on the economy and get it to working for the people. Simple as that. I don't understand how one party can come in and see, oh, well, the Democrats brought us from the brink of hell. Bill Clinton, whether you like him or not, this man did well for the economy, booming when he was here. Bush comes in and gives away all the surplus that we have to the rich and started us on a fucking decline. We went from having a surplus, and by the end of his 8 years, we were on the brink of having another collapse, a financial collapse. Why? Because they can't manage shit. And America keeps giving them the reins to do stuff. But why? Because they get you on this hate trip and don't get you an idea of the Democrats are good at finances. Obviously. So why would you be a Republican if the people paying the bills and creating jobs? Democrats have created over 50 million jobs. Republicans have only gotten to 1 million. How the fuck are they good for the economy? 50-1. And you keep electing these dipshits. For what? Too much success? You just want to fuck it up? I don't understand that shit. For the life of me, I don't understand how things are going great, and then you get a bunch of numbskulls listening to billionaires to come in and make billionaires richer based on their racism, their sexism, their xenophobia. They fuck up our country financially. They make bad fucking decisions, and then they want us to be like, oh, I didn't know this. Leave. If you don't know how this system works and you've been living it your whole fucking life, go to another fucking country, because it's not fucking hard. Get paid, pay bills, save money, invest, grow. How the fucking hard is that? These farmers should have been off the farm a long fucking time ago. How often do we have to give you money because you don't know how to manage a fucking farm? Keep electing people that keep on pushing you back instead of pushing you forward. Every time you get a Republican in, they fuck it up so they got to give you money. Every time you get a Democrat in, they think about you and they put you in the fucking budget. And you guys keep electing people that fuck you up. There's got to be a strategy. Other than your hate for other people, it's got to be a strategy. There must be deceit going on here somewhere. You guys must be putting Republicans in so you can get free money. You're a bunch of freeloaders. Because there's no way you can vote in somebody who's going to fuck up your country, you know it, unless you want them to give you millions of dollars every once in a while. So you put them in to fuck it up so you can get free cash. A bunch of freeloaders is what I'm going to call you. Because there's no way you put your business in harm's way every fucking election to vote for people who keep fucking it up for you. Unless you want free cash. You're a bunch of welfare babies. I said it. A bunch of welfare babies. There's no way in hell you can keep making the same fucking mistake with your vote and your farm and wanting us to keep giving it back to you. How many fuck ups do you need? How many bad decisions? Not one of us can make that many bad decisions in our business and have the government bail us the fuck out. Getting sick of this shit. Every fucking election. You guys fuck it up because you fucking go with this tribal bullshit. Your party never does anything for you but give you free money because they fuck up the economy. Where's the lie? Tell me where they did something that improved your life instead of giving you money. Tariffs hurt you. You know it. Yet you keep electing a party that keeps hurting you. So you got to be a bunch of freeloaders. Talking about you hard. Yeah, you hard out there, hard working. But after a while, we got to realize you must be a freeloader because there's no way in hell you can keep making the same damn mistake and just say, oh, I just made a mistake. Oh, I got to elect somebody else next time. No, I think this is the strategy. I think this is the game. The gig is up. You guys are freeloaders. Hard working on the field. Yes, your hands all thick and all burly because you're out there with all the fucking roughness of the world and the earth and shit. I get it. Hard working there. But business-wise, you're a bunch of fucking idiots. Because you keep making the same thing. Political-wise, a bunch of idiots. Why would you vote for somebody who keeps fucking it up for you? I don't understand that. Like I said, it must be. It must be you're a bunch of freeloaders. Hardworking freeloaders. Because I don't know anybody that if your business was going to have an issue, if a person's telling they're going to throw on tariffs and you don't have a history, every time tariffs come up, your business fails, but you get free money, if you hold off with the business failing for so long, it's got to be a strategy of yours. Because if I have a business, which I do, I'm not going to vote for somebody who's going to say they're going to tax the shit out of me. That they're going to make me pay way past my fair share. Who would elect that? You guys would. And it makes no sense. So obviously it must be a freeloading process for y'all. Y'all always talk about, must be that projection shit. We don't want to give nothing away free because you want it for free. I said what I said. It's got to be some kind of weird play here because I can't understand how anybody would purposely put somebody in position that every time, not just Donald Trump, Republicans, every time they come in, they fuck it up for the farmers and they have to give them a bailout. Every fucking time. You got to figure that shit out. And honestly, I think you have figured it out. That's why you elect them. You want some free cash, you elect a Republican. In order for that to continue to work, you got to get a Democrat in so they can build a surplus. So then when you see that surplus, you want a Republican the next time because you know they're going to fuck it up and you're going to bring in some bucks. That's your strategy because you can't be telling me every time you vote in a Republican, they fuck up your business and you got to get free handouts. You're okay with that. Then you don't need a business. You don't need a farm. Because you need to be working for your family, not against it. And if your farm is supposed to grow every year, then you would want to have a Democrat in, but you don't. So either hate is stronger than your drive for success, or you're a fucking idiot. Either way, if you're hateful, you're still an idiot. I said what I said. It just doesn't make any sense. I would love for a farmer who constantly gets these bailouts and telling everybody else that I would love to talk to them. How is it you continue to do the same damn thing and expect a different outcome? You must be doing it because you want that same outcome. You want your business to fail because you're working off of losses instead of wins. Because every time you win, and every time you lose, strangely enough, you get bailed out. You win. Farmers and bankers. And I know people who are farmers. That's why it pisses me off. Because I know they voted for Trump and then they start whining. And they did it the first time. They whined like hell when he was there the first time. But they got bailouts both times. Then they shut the fuck up. All right. That was my little 10, 15, 20, whatever minute rant. I'm sick of this shit, y'all. I'm sick of people just constantly putting this country through hell. Can we at least get a good 20 years of fucking growth instead of fucking division and stupid shit? If we deported racist people, this country would fucking grow. Because then you couldn't divide us over stupid shit. We'd just all be sitting here like, oh, okay, how can we help out each community? That's what we be doing. I'd rather work with immigrants than racist people. Because they kill more. They steal more. They rob more. They rape more. They're pedophiles more. So why wouldn't we want to get rid of those instead of these over here that are like in the low, less than 1%? The people who are doing it 60 fucking percent of the time, we want to keep them. Fucking insane. Fucking insane. Anyway. This was a crazy night of listening to one man who rose to power as a fucking idiot, a racist sack of shit, becomes president. It says a lot about this country. It says that the majority of us are not united enough that we allowed something like this to happen, so we lost. Not lost in like the presidency, we lost humanity, because how the fuck can we not unite around saving democracy because we got stupid fucking ideals of other shit and not realize the biggest fucking picture is that none of this shit works unless democracy works. None of your own personal little issues, and I'm saying little because democracy is bigger than it all. Oh, I want them to do this and save this. Okay, great. But without democracy, as you see, Donald Trump taking this shit to whatever the fuck he's trying to bring it into, we can't get shit done. We've been in a year and so many months. What has America accomplished since Donald Trump came in? Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. We haven't done shit for the American people. Matter of fact, American rights have been taken away. Do you understand? We had we used to people of color being killed in these streets. We used to that shit. But do you understand? They have killed 2 white people in the streets for the fuck of it. One, they shot her in the head for trying to move out the way. Called her the terrorist. 2, shot this man 10 times, didn't have a weapon on him, and turned him into a terrorist. If you don't see that this is not about black and white and it's about unity of good and bad, you got a fucking problem. They got a war on white people. They're willing to kill you if you care about other people. You got empathy, you got sympathy, you're not worthy of life. A nice mother that didn't have any record, no bad records, was fighting for people, stood up for people, because these terrorists are in our streets. And she lost her life, had a child and everything. I think she may have more than one, but still she had children. Her wife right there seeing her get killed. 2 white women. Because they were gay, oh, they didn't have a problem with these white women being killed. They don't like them. Because they stood up for people of color, don't like you. You're just like them. You're a traitor to your country. White male standing up for Latin people, literally trying to pick a woman up who just got assaulted by a man. She was standing in the street. He pushes her into the snow. He goes to protect her and gets shot in the back. He never turns the fuck around. I can help you, ma'am. A gentleman turns around and a bunch of thug white men kill him. Shoot him 10 times. That's what's going on in American streets. And the 60 to 70% of us, 70% of us can't unite around American citizens being treated fairly in this fucking country. You're worried about race shit. When it's the billionaire decides to give whoever a job. The immigrant doesn't pick the job. They go on the interview. They want to go in the position. But who hires them is usually a rich white person that doesn't want to pay you. And you mad at the immigrant when you should be mad at the billionaire and replace his ass. Always got it twisted. Always got it backwards. Got to think about, where's your mind at when you don't have anger for the person causing you problems? You got anger for the person that receives something that you think you deserve. Oh, I deserve to have that job, not the immigrant, but who hired him? Well, the boss. Well, why ain't she mad at the boss? Well, he can do what he wants. It's a free economy, free. He can do what he wants. I'm like, okay, so why you hating on somebody who got the job and not on the person who gave it to him? Because it appears they wanted to get that person no matter what. And if he's an immigrant, maybe they pay him less. So that's economics. It's going to happen. But you angry at that because that person has something that you wanted. Then maybe it wasn't just for you. Everybody has doors closed in their face. Black, white, Latin, Asian. Most of the time, we don't know who got the job. I don't see. This is what kills me about this whole process. You're welcome, Dennis. This is why I don't understand the process. When I go for a job interview, right? I haven't done this since many years ago. My field, I didn't have to do any interviews after a while. But when I used to go on job interviews, right? If racism happened in front of me, I get it. I can tell you what happened, and I've had it happen to me. But when I go for a job and I don't get it, how the fuck do I know who did get it? I don't. You think people go apply for a job and then they come back to see who got their position? No, they don't. You're not allowed back into the job if you don't have a job there. Those who may be already in the business and want a raise or a promotion, then you might be able to see who got the position. And every person of color that I know, when you talk about going from having a job and you being promoted, 99.999% of the time, it's a white person that gets that promotion. No matter how many people of color apply for it. Now, how many people of color who had better, an education better, had more skills than that person, you will find majority of the time, I would give it a good 90% of the time, it will be a white person, and not always a white person that has the merit to be in that position. It may be a nephew, a cousin, a boyfriend, whatever it may be that gets that position. But majority of the time in my industry, entertainment, it was a white person. And oftentimes the person of color is training said white person with their 20 and 30 years of experience to get caught up to do the job they've never done before, to be your boss. That has happened to every black person in this fucking room, I bet. Every person of color in this room, I bet. But then you got the hypocrisy of it all. A bunch of racist idiots believe they should have a job over a person of color. Donald Trump said tonight, I got rid of DEI. Like, we're supposed to clap about that. Diversity, equity, inclusion. You know what's so funny about that shit? Diversity, equity, inclusion. Got rid of it. Yay, Republicans. Yay, Republicans. How many people did he give an award to tonight that are disabled, which would put them under diversity, equity, and inclusion? The dude who was standing up and got his award, military, brave man, he is disabled. And what Donald Trump said, I got rid of anything that would help this man's life at all. I can be a person who had give him a job and be like, you disabled. I'm going to get an able guy. Forget all that diversity, equity, and inclusion. He gave awards to people who fall under the diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then said, I got rid of it beforehand. The hypocrisy of it all. These people are not bright. They're evil. They don't have love in their heart, none whatsoever. They want accolades, but not earn them. They're participation trophy people. If I kiss somebody's ass, they'll give me a promotion. I don't have to get better at my job. I just have to get better at kissing ass. That's everybody that's in the White House that Donald Trump has hired. Point blank, period. And that's why this country is going to hell in a handbasket. Because we got a bunch of dumbasses running our country. We're about to go to war with a country for what? For what? That's the point. They said they destroyed all this country's abilities to be able to have nuclear weapons. Now all of a sudden, they got a lot of it. They're like really close. They're like a week away. I thought they was a week away when you blew them the fuck up last time. So you're telling me you blew every chance they had. Just a wonderful thing. Just beautiful. The bestest of the bestest. They'll never have a nuclear weapon. And here it is in less than a year. They're about a week away. Say what? You said they would never have weapons because of the way y'all blew everything up. Everything was blown up. Smithereens. Now all of a sudden, we're about to go to war with the same country about the same thing that you destroyed already. Now they're a week away, 2 weeks away from doing it again. Damn, they fast. Either that or you're an idiot. Crazy shit, yo. Crazy, crazy shit. This country, man, the 70% of us have to unite. Because if we don't, this country's going fucking like nowhere. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, drop that shit and become a person who loves democracy. We all want to pay our bills. We want this country to be good for our kids, and we ain't going to get there with this stupid divided shit based off of ideological bullshit. Oh, we're going to do it. You don't even do the shit that you promised you said you're going to do. You're going to be fiscally conservative. Never. The only thing they care about, supposedly, is about abortions until they have an affair and they want to get one. So they really don't even care about that. It's just an issue that divides Americans so that one group can win by bullshitting you that they give a fuck about that. Because if they gave a fuck about that, they would care about these kids who were being raped and forced to breed these super genes of white people that are rich, that believe that their color of their eyes and the color of their skin is superior to anybody else. So Jeffrey Epstein was raping children, getting them pregnant, and he had a whole swath of gynecologists taking care of all these women he was raping and all the men they were raping them too. And if the babies didn't come out particularly well, supposedly they were killing them and throwing them off the boats and shit. Those people. They have morals? Fuck no. And that's what Republicans are talking about. All of those people are being hidden by mostly Republicans right now. All Republicans are hiding it. I would think Bill Clinton, they talking about he was part of it. I would think he would like be one to hide it. He said release them all. That's weird. If he's in them all, like doing crazy shit, would he want them released? No. But you know who's in them all, and more than anybody that doesn't want them released? Donald Trump. So that kind of crazy, isn't it? The guy you guys love doesn't want to release all of the files and wants you to think it's a hoax, let it go. And you still think he's not guilty. They slow, y'all. They slow. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to take a break and go learn something else. I don't know what else, but I'm going to learn something else because I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of them. We as Americans are really focused on democracy and get this disease out of our country. We got to cut it out and start back over with good people. I don't care what these other people who are here, they're unified around stupidity. We have to be unified around changing the country and stop going into these little crazy silos, trying to make our point over here when 10% of Americans believe what you believe, and over here 5% of Americans believe what you want to believe, and 10% over here, and we can't get 40% of us to beat the 30% because we're over here divided amongst every little fucking thing. How about we get united around democracy, and then each core group, when we get our shit together, can focus on our individual things in democracy, whereas they can actually make a fucking difference of what you give a shit about. But divided, your 10% ain't gonna do shit. Focus on the 70% of us, and we can get what we need done individually. I mean, that's the only way we're gonna beat these people. 30% of them being united around hate and bullshit that you see is the only reason they're in office. We need to get our shit together so that we can keep this country together, and then focus on each individual person and saying, hey, we got to do what we can to help other people. I don't have to be in your community to want you to have what you need in your community. As long as you ain't devil worshiping, I ain't got to do it. As long as you ain't killing no kids and raping them, I ain't got no problems with you. But the ones who are doing that shit, oh, I hate you. And you need to be taken off the earth. But no matter what you are, gay, lesbian, trans, bi, black, white, Latin, Asian, skinny, fat, whatever, I don't care. Atheist, Christian, stop. It's just, we are Americans, and we want everybody to have the American dream. As much work you put into it, as much as you get out of it. I don't need to compete with you. I just need to be the best me. And you can't do that when you're working against people who are trying to destroy everything we live for in this country. The reason why many immigrants came to this country, we're destroying that. So unify, or basically let democracy die. It's your choice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get up out of here. Much love to y'all. We was on here with a good time tonight because of the show. But I appreciate y'all. You know, as always, I love straight facts. And I'm not going to do the fuck you thing because I'm already energetic. So you guys have a great night. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope we learned something. And I hope we focus on uniting around something bigger than just us so that we can get what we individually need in this country. But it can't happen unless we unite around democracy, because that's what every country loved about us. Everybody outside this country loved about us is our democracy. And if we can actually make it better and what it's supposed to be, America will be great. Y'all take care. Have a good night. Be safe. Much love. I'll see you when I see you.